Good morning, everyone. Let's start with our another lecture number 3, chapter number 5, theory of demand. So in this lecture, we shall discuss about slope of demand curve and the determinants of demand curve. Let's begin. Okay, slope of demand curve. First, you need to keep in mind how demand curve looks like. Okay, see, on the x-axis we represent quantity. Okay, on the y-axis we represent price. Fine, price. X-axis quantity, y-axis price. First thing is clear. Okay, demand curve always has a negative slope. It is downward sloping because there is inverse relationship between price and quantity. Clear? Okay. So this is the diagrammatic presentation of demand curve. It is not necessary that it will touch either y-axis or x-axis. It's not stated, not necessary. You can simply draw your demand curve this way. Fine. Whenever you are drawing the demand curve, do write DD and make a heading while explaining the demand curve, while explaining the figure, make this heading explanation to the figure, and you will write that quantity is represented as Q on the x-axis, price is represented as P on the y-axis. These things you have to write. ठीक है, आपको दूसरे को समझाना है कि आपने डायग्राम में ये P, Q, D, D क्या लिखा है. You have to write. After drawing this diagram, you will write below this diagram that Q is the quantity demanded. Q is the quantity demanded. P is the price. P is price. You will write D is the demand curve. DD is the demand curve. ठीक है, Q is quantity demanded. I don't have that much space, that's why I'm writing QD. You will write it completely quantity demanded. Okay, then you will write DD is demand curve. DD is demand curve. Clear? Demand curve. Okay. Fine. So this is your basically the exact representation of demand curve. Now, question comes, what is the slope of demand curve? One thing you can say here is that slope of demand curve is a negative. Demand curve has negative slope. Why? Because there is a negative relationship or there is inverse relationship between price and quantity. So demand curve has negative slope because of inverse relationship between price and quantity. Okay, the diagram is downward sloping. ठीक है, अब हम बात करते हैं स्लोप की कि स्लोप कैसे निकालते हैं. देखो, जब हमने इंडिफरेंस की बात की या बजट लाइन की बात की, हमने सबसे पहले क्या लिखा था? हमने स्लोप वी कैलकुलेटेड द वे दैट इज sacrifice upon gain. This is how we calculated the slope of indifference curve or the budget line. ठीक है, अब देखो यहाँ पे आप डिमांड का स्लोप कैसे निकालोगे. देखो, it is a very much important. Just keep in mind whatever I'm telling you. देखो, slope of demand curve is change in the price. पहले नेगेटिव साइन आता है हमेशा, स्लोप के सामने पहले नेगेटिव साइन आएगा बिकॉज ऑफ द नेगेटिव रिलेशनशिप. देन change in price upon change in quantity. Write it down in your notebook. The slope of demand curve is negative change in price upon change in quantity. Fine. देखो इधर, in this diagram there was certain quantity that was bought here, there was certain quantity that was bought here. ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पे प्राइस 8 है और यहाँ पर प्राइस 4 है. ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्वांटिटी बॉट इज 2 और यहाँ पर क्वांटिटी परचेज्ड इज 4. फाइन. अब बताओ प्राइस में कितना चेंज हुआ है? 4. फाइन. How much change in quantity purchased? 2. So change in price is 4 negative 4 upon change in quantity is 2 divided by 2, and it will be -2. So what is the slope of demand curve? Slope of demand curve is negative of change in price upon change in quantity, and it is equals to -4 by 2, that is equals to -2. Change in price upon change in quantity. अब देखो, तो देखो अब याद रखना जब भी आप टेबल बनाओ ना, तो टेबल में वन थिंग यू नीड टू कीप इन माइंड दैट the rate of increase and decrease in price at each level should be same. Similarly, increase and decrease in quantity, whatever the case is, the rate at which they are increasing or decreasing should be same at each level. See what I am trying to explain you. See, this is price, this is quantity. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. 10, 8, 6, 4. That means, देखो अगर आप प्राइस पहली स्टेज पर 1 से बढ़ा रहे हो, दिस इज योर फर्स्ट स्टेज. So what I am trying to explain you is that if you are increasing the price by 1 in first stage, so make sure in other stages also you increase the price by 1 only. See, this is we are doing just to calculate the slope easily. Otherwise, at every point your slope will come out different. So better to keep the ratio same. Okay. Here, if you are decreasing the quantity by 2, make sure that at every stage you decrease the quantity by 2. It's not the hard and fast rule that every time you have to increase or decrease by the same number, but just to make your calculation easy and to make your concept more clear and to reduce your confusion, better to do this way, or better to draw the table in such a way that slope at every point is coming same. Okay. Now see, अगर हम इन दोनों, but the table, what the table, this diagram is telling you, see, if we take out the slope from these 2 points, it will not be same. If you take out the slope here, see 12 and 8, no, it will be same. It will be same. I'm sorry, it will be same. Here it is 12, here it is 8, change in price is 4. Similarly, here is 0, 2, change in quantity is 2. So slope will come out to be minus. So that's the thing I'm saying कि अपनी quantity भी हर stage पर equal number से बढ़ाना और price भी हर stage पर equal number से बढ़ाना. Yeah, whatever the rate is, increase or decrease as you like. Okay. Let's move to the determinants of demand. Now, determinants demand. What are the determinants of demand? Determinants of demand means who leads to the change in the demand. Okay? Demand function shows the relationship between demand for a commodity and its various determinants. It shows how demand for a commodity is related to own price of the commodity or income of the consumer or other determinants. देखो, ये individual functions के determinants हैं. We'll discuss only 2 for today. The rest we'll discuss tomorrow. देखो, dx is demand function. Dx means demand function. Dx is equal to, that is, demand is the function of, F stands for function, is the function of Px. Px is price of own commodity. Yeah, own price of the commodity. Then PR, price of related goods. Y stands for income. T stands for taste and preference. E stands for expectation in the near future. Own price of commodity. Remove this own from here. Okay. Own price of commodity. Now what does it mean? If we are talking about chocolates, we are only talking about the price of chocolates. If we are talking about laptops, we are only talking about the price of laptops. Clear? So, own price of commodity, how will you explain this? First, you will start with this line. Keeping all other determinants constant. That means, if you will talk about this, you will assume that all these determinants are constant. When you will talk about this, you will assume that this and these, they all are constant. When you will talk about income, you will assume that all other constant except income are, all the determinants except income are constant. When you will talk about taste and preference, you will assume that all other determinants except taste and preference are constant. So, जिस भी डिटर्मिनेंट के बारे में आप बात करोगे, यू विल अज्यूम दैट उसके अलावा जो भी डिटर्मिनेंट्स हैं सारे कांस्टेंट है, दे विल नॉट चेंज. So when we are talking about own price of the commodity, we'll assume that all other determinants are constant. Fine. Now see, whenever there will be change in the own price of the commodity, demand will either contract or it will either extend. ठीक है, याद रखना, जब भी ओन प्राइस ऑफ कमोडिटी में चेंज होगा, डिमांड कर्व में शिफ्टिंग नहीं होगी. There will be no shifting in the demand curve. Rather, it will rotate. Or I'll tell you how does it work. It will not rotate. There will be no shifting when we are talking about change in price. Demand curve will either extend or it will either contract. ठीक है, demand curve will either extend or demand curve will either contract. When price will increase, demand curve will contract. When price will decrease, demand curve will extend, but it will not shift. अपनी जगह से वो पोजीशन अपनी चेंज नहीं करेगा. That will either contract or that will either extend when there is own price, when there is change in the own price of the commodity. Then we have price of related goods. Now, in related goods, we'll talk about two goods. One is substitute goods. Substitute goods. Another is complementary. Substitute and complementary. Now, what are substitute goods and what are complementary goods? Substitute goods are those goods which can be substituted for each other, which can be used in place of one another. For example, tea and coffee, substitute goods. What are complementary goods? Complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other and they are demanded together. For example, pen and ink. Pen and ink are complementary goods. They are demanded together. Now, how to explain the point price of related goods? How will you write the explanation? See, substitute goods are the goods which can be substituted for each other. For example, tea and coffee or आपका ball pen and ink pen. In such case, these goods increase in the price of one causes increase in the demand for other. अगर टी का प्राइस बढ़ता है तो कॉफी की डिमांड बढ़ जाएगी because now people will shift from tea to coffee. So increase in the price of tea will lead to increase in demand of coffee. And decrease in the price of one causes decrease in the demand for other. If the price of tea decreases, people will start buying less of coffee. Fine. Now, what about complementary goods? Complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other. Okay. Now, जैसे अब आपने बात की थी हमारे इंक और पेन की, ठीक है. Fall in the price of one causes increase in the demand for other. अगर इंक का प्राइस कम हो जाता है तो डेफिनेटली पेन की डिमांड बढ़ जाएगी और अगर इंक का प्राइस ज्यादा हो जाता है पेन की डिमांड कम हो जाएगी. So this is what about substitute goods and complementary goods. So your homework is you will write the difference between substitute goods and complementary goods in your fair notebook. Only one question I am giving you for today. Thank you.